Well, I'm back. I give up already. Sweat me tits off. 30 degrees. But we're back a week later. And trust the process, because we're gonna do a Korriban guide. For the 50,000 people who've been asking for this, fuck you. This will probably be an hour long, but we trust the process. I'll make it as quick as possible, please trust. We'll go over all three phases of Korriban, raiding and defending. Isn't hard. Very simple base. That's about it. My other two have been Fair Zones, 12v12. This is by the same people who make Warehouse. Wonderful, nice little Surge attack. And yeah, Surge map, it is a 10v15, or an 8v12, 2-to-3 ratio map. 3 phase forts. P1 is 6 minutes, I believe. P2 is a payload into a 6-minute. And P3 is another payload. Well, it's the same payload into, I believe, a 10-minute? I might be completely wrong about that. But we'll deal with it. Lovely. This is the defender spawn. Defenders are red, raiders are blue. Very, very simple. There's a few ways you can go, but actually we'll start with classes. Classes are very simple, it's your standard one. You've got Assault, which is what everyone has generically. Nice little gun there with your medigun, that'll heal. Very nice and very easy. ST, you can have up to 2 of these. These are your shotgun people. You get a nice shotgun. A good few bullets. You get your standard medigun and also an Uzi. So is a pistol. I'm a bit thick. Marauder, aka Dev. People will just call it Dev. You'll get an LMG with a lot of spread. It's actually not that much spread, but it's enough to miss a good few shots. And then your standard minigun. One of those, you get 1 Dev. Medic, which you'll get one of these as well. They get an Uzi. I think it's the same one STs get. Might be wrong. And they get a medigun with 150 charge instead of 100. And I think it heals better. I'm not sure though. It's a better gun. And then recon. Standard medigun and a sniper. Q to charge. That little bar goes up. And then you're at P, and then you can shoot. For maximum damage. Very, very simple. Oh, there's actually this new UI. I didn't know that was there. Learn new things every day. Yeah, that's what your classes. You're gonna want all the classes for every phase, no matter what team. Yeah, so you get 2 STs, a dev, a medic, a recon, and then the rest of your team are on assault. That could be 5 to 10 people, depending on it. Or 3 if you run 8v8. But yeah, so you've got 5 classes, and then the rest of your team are assaults. Lovely. Very easy, very simple. Welcome to bases. Alright, so we'll actually go into the base now. We'll start with defenders, because we're here. Defenders have TP, or they can go through main. Very, very simple. There's a few ways through. So you can come down the end of this hallway to TP. This is just mainly your generic sort of reinforcement. Come through here and you're in base. There's also, when I come back out, there's also this little corridor down here which does connect as well. There's a staircase there as well which takes you up here to main, but we'll cover that in a sec. This will go to take you to bottom vent, and very good use for STs. That'll take you under the base. Really good flanking area. and one that's very much overlooked. It's not a very used spot, but if you're trying to make a solo push, especially if your team are pushing in TP or main, as an ST that can be really, really useful, and a good flank if you know how to play it correctly. Then we'll take the ladder up. This is main, can come through here, that's going to be main there. That's the staircase down that we showed earlier. Or if you want a little bit more cover, you can just come to the end here and come out here to main. That it's a bit further back, so you can get out easier. Depends on your circumstances. Yeah, it's actually got nothing there, but yeah. Here's main. Very, very simple. Now, there's also this ladder up to yellow. Yellow will take you here and drop you into turn. So those are the routes available to the defenders to get into base. Yeah, you know what, we'll go team. We'll now cover raiders and what they have to work with. It's actually very important that you know how to play both sides of the bases, because if you're raiding a base, you are going to know, okay, where are the defenders going to push? What are they going to do? And that comes with practice, and it really applies on any sort of base. So even a base like Korriban to something like, I don't even know, Cryostasis. It varies on all maps. If you know the routes of the other team and the ways they can push, that can make you a lot stronger, because you know, okay, where are they going to push? What's the most likely push? Where should I set up to either get the most kills, have the most impact, or stay the fuck alive? Yeah. Raider spawn is over here. Base is up there. Those are windows, though. They have main TP and shafts, which is the route that only raiders have. Over here at main, you can come up, and this bit's main. This button here will open shafts. You want to make sure that's red at all times when you're raiding, and green at all times when you're defending. That can be that's a massive reinforcement point. Raiders also get access to shafts. We'll actually cover those last. We'll go TP, actually. TP comes here. It's a very long route. However, it takes you right to where defenders are. And you can TP up into base. And then there is shafts, which is the big point of radio reinforcement. So you can come down here only when they're open, and then climb up either the red ladder or the blue ladder. Shafts are open, you can go. If they're closed, I'll actually show you real quick. There is going to be a little gap here, and you can shoot through that, I believe. Actually, no, I don't think you can. Yeah. The other team will be able to see your feet, basically. The defenders will be able to see you. Yeah. That is all the routes that both teams have into base for P1. This is the terminal. But how are we going to hold base? And how we're going to win base? So, I'm going to back over to the defending team. So, how are the defending team going to hold base? Now, it's actually very similar for both teams. The defending team is going to majoritively play yellow. And this also applies for raiders too. As defenders, you've got to look, where can they access? Okay, they've got main, they've got TP, and they've got shaft. When holding in base, you have yellow. When raiders sit here, they need to be worried. But the defenders have yellow, raiders have shafts. a lot easier to defend shafts than it is yellow. If your team can sit here, call the push and then shoot them as they drop and dive on either side, or as they come out, you're going to have advantages. See where they're coming at all times as well. You can have ST set up on these corners, or sort of here. That's a very typical spot. Here, but you have to know where they push from. As long as they're not pushing shafts, or if shafts are closed, your STs can play up. I'd say if shafts are open and they are mounting a push on them, play yellow. Or play bottom vent. Just peek out and flank. But if they're pushing either main or TP, you can sit here to watch main, and then you can jump up and get hit. Or you can play here, which is a very common spot, and you can literally swing the... Same applies on the other side. That's for your STs. Your ST team is going to be playing back, your assault needs to play back, and your recon is going to be somewhere else. Yeah. I mean, your dev and medic can play up in the middle bit. I wouldn't recommend it though. I'd mainly say it's better used for defenders, and even then I wouldn't recommend that. Because it's fully disconnected, very risky, and you can easily get pinched from both sides. Or shot if they come out shafts. So I'd probably say full team yellow, including dev and medic, and your medic can be more effective by healing the rest of your team here. Not just you dev, who might not be getting shot. Yeah. That is how we're gonna hold base as defenders. How are we gonna hold it as raiders? Now, I don't know why I respawned myself, because we're going right back there, and it's the same exact thing. Now, it is the exact same hold of hold yellow. Simple. However, with this, you have a bit more freedom. But because they're not coming out of shafts, and they're coming out of yellow, you need to watch yellow. Can't be flanked from shafts, only from main. So you can have your dev and medic sitting here, maybe with an assault. As raiders, you have greater numbers, so I'd more than recommend maybe sitting here as a dev. It's not the world's greatest spot, but you get a great eye on TP, and you can really make a difference there. Your STs can play bottom, and it will be their most effective way, and they do not have to worry about watching shafts as well, which gives them a big advantage. You do need to watch bottom vent, otherwise you might be fucked. But yeah, you can watch the pushes. I'd probably have an ST playing up, ready to watch pushes, but then maybe have an ST back, maybe here, underneath, as long as you don't peek TP, for when they drop yellow. Now, as defenders, you can sit at yellow very static, which I mean by that you can sit there and just sit. Raiders, you've got to be running around. So, you've got to be dodging and weaving, because a very popular push, which I will mention in a second, is going to be to push through shafts. Yeah, so a very popular push is going to be to drop yellow, hence your raiding need to be moving about a lot. So yeah, your raiding team needs to be dodging, weaving, and just moving. It makes it harder for the STs who drop to hit people, and specifically to hit you. So yeah, raiders need to be moving around, defenders can sit. But yeah, that is basically how to defend both sides. Key notes, as defenders you need to be watching shafts. Those are the key points, as well as watching main and TP. As raiders you need to be watching yellow, as well as main and TP. So yeah. Boom. That is how to defend them, but how are we gonna raid? How are we gonna win back base? Now, and really, this is probably the longest bit. How are we going to move? What's our positioning going to be? How are we going to get to A to B? Get from A to B. So, first push, all of your defenders are going to want to TP up and hold base. Very, very simple. Did forget to mention STs, it's fine. But yeah, from there, actually, you know what, wait. I do need to actually go back, sorry, okay. I forgot to mention, Raiders need a main team, I forgot, sorry. If you're playing 15, I'd probably say Recon 2 to 3 assaults. Mainly to protect this button so you can reinforce shafts. Recon needs to be watching. You've also got an eye on TP as well, and your assaults protect from them countering. There we go. Sorry, just thought I should mention that because I missed something in the warehouse one of the overextension as well, which Ant did point out, so thank you to him. But yeah, what's that? Defendant, your first push is going to be full team over here, and in. And your hold base, pretty much. I mean, your recon on both sides can play a bit different. I've seen recons play TP. Specifically, it was a Yuki, I think, in a 25 PCR scrim. Was the last time I played Korriban, actually. They held there. Some recons, I think, hold main. Very, very simple. There's many ways to hold as recon, and it's not my job to tell you where. Unless there is a specific spot. P2, there is. And P3, actually. P1, it can vary. Yeah. Defender's first push, you need to be holding reinforcing. But then, after that, how are you going to win it? Now, you've got multiple pushes. You've got TP pushes. You've got yellow. You've got main. I'm going to go through probably my two most effective ways. Or three. I'll go through 3 ways how I'd push it. As well as full team pushes. We'll start with full team, actually. You can full team TP. Simple as that. You need to be holding the left wall, and you need to be healing as you go up. If their recon's main, then you're a bit fucked. Which actually, their recon's probably main or probably there. It depends. But yeah, ideally, first pillar. Well, I just call this first pillar. That's your ideal destination. I call this second pillar, so on. There's actually a bigger gap between the last pillar, so you are more exposed. You can sit second pillar. If you've got an ST, they need to be first pillar. Because what they're going to do is have a counter ST here. So, you need to sit. So you need to have an ST here. If you don't, I'd probably say play second pillar and wait for them. After that, your STs need to basically push through. There might be someone here, or behind here, or both. Which is what you probably usually see, because they'll want to double up on STs. If you push in a big specific way. Yeah. That's very simple. You can full team push TP. I mean, you could full team push yellow. So you come up the ladder as a full team. Stay a little bit back. Around here usually does. I mean, mainly so they can't zoom out or ping you. I mean, if you look, that's the max they have, really. Don't be stood right next to it. Otherwise, you might get pinged. Or seen. And then they can call it out. But yeah, stay a bit further back and you're fine. You could full team push yellow. You need to get them, basically. The STs are smart. They might be down here. But I'd probably recommend your STs need to take everybody on top, and a few of yous need to drop down. Ideally, if your assaults can, pocket an ST. Because your ST is the most fucking valuable weapon on P1. Probably the entire map. Actually, no. The STs are stupidly overpowered P1. Having 2 good STs is key to winning this phase, from both sides. The rest, it's a bit less. But yeah, you need to have your STs do the heavy lifting. And a few of you should probably drop and clear the ones down here. Because I know, as a leader, personally, if I'm raiding, and they drop, I'm dropping. I'm going down here to stay protected, while also being able to pop up and get some shots off assault. So if you can drop down, their leader might be there, a few of their assaults might be there, easy picks. They're just sitting ducks. But yeah, if you can have a few people healing, you can full. Or I mean, you can full team push main. It's not the greatest. I'd definitely not recommend it. Unless you know what you're doing, which I don't. You can full team. You can basically do what they will be doing actually, which I'll explain soon. Full team push and then drop. If you push in main, because this will come relevant later, you need to push. Ideally, hold this wall. Less angle from yellow. You don't want to peek yellow, you want to peek it as less as possible. They're going to have an ST there, or behind there, so be aware. And you need to dive and get under. If you're here, you get shot from yellow. If you're here, you get shot left from yellow. And then they drop, and then they're on your playing field. There might be an ST around this corner. Your STs have to clear, and you have to be pinging this wall just in case. Okay. And then you sort of walk up. I'd split sides as well. Main can be good. I mean, I personally wouldn't do it, but it can be a very, very useful method. I'm gonna go through a few pushes. The generic push that I sort of see is full team pushes. However, I'd probably say, in terms of split pushes, a yellow and TP is probably the most common. Or a yellow and main. Well, what teams will do, actually, is they'll send a few people main to be a bother. When the... will send even when they have base, and then when they lose it, they'll full team up. I mean, you can see them going yellow, dropping, and at the same time your TP team pushes, or your main team pushes. I don't see the value fully in that. I mean, it is good, however... Alright. I'm very much a split push type of person. If I can get a split push and I can get that organised, we split. Because it gives them two things to worry about. I wouldn't... I mean, you could double up on TP and main. You could. And then split those. You could go yellow and main, or yellow and TP. I mean, the options are there. You've got as many options and combinations as you want, and as long as you play those correctly, you're good. What I am actually seeing teams do is do a two-push thing, where the full team drop yellow, and then they push TP, or they do something like a half and half. But yeah, here's my personal opinion. Now, this is how I would push it, and I'd go gate, and then somewhere. I'd probably go yellow TP. And I'd split it like that. I do something called a two-push system, which is we push one thing once, with the aim to get as many fucking picks as possible. And then we push again, to be able to secure the turn. That first push is literally to just get their numbers down, and you need to die as quick as possible. But a very successful push that I've been seeing, and if you can do it correctly, you're going to full team main. The walk up, you're going to break their main team, basically. And you're going to close shafts. Shafts are by far the quickest reinforcement, and allow them to reinforce as quick as you. Actually, it's a little bit slower, but it really halts the reinforcements when they've got to come all the way through main. Or to TP. So closing shafts as a defending team is crucial, because it will stop their reinforcements, and it will force them to go main or TP. I mean, even closing them while you have base is important, because it removes the other angle and the other push to bypass you press, basically. So I'd full team main, and then my aim would be to probably drop a few people down here just in case they are lurking, which they probably won't. You need to do this while there's no off spawns and they're all in base. Because if they've got somebody off spawn, then they're coming straight here before you push. Then I think you need to run down main. I think you close shafts, you group up, I'd probably go this side of the pillar. You come up to this corner, then you push main quick. Your aim is to get as many picks as possible. You need to try push yellow, kill their ST. If you can get their STs out of base, you basically win. Like, even if you get nobody else, if you can get their 2 STs out of base, and you've got a competent fucking team, you win base, I'm telling you. And then, yeah, if you can try push them on yellow, and get that surprise attack, perfect. Your team needs to die as quick as possible, then revert around, and to be back at spawn. This is where I'd then split, and I'd go yellow, and I'd go TP. However, my TP team would be both of my STs, and probably 2 assaults. I want my STs pushing TP, not yellow, which is a really weird thing, actually. Because your assaults have no fucking use here when they walk up. Knowing if they're low on numbers, they'll probably abandon that. And they'll probably do something. If you can have your STs diving, especially... I mean, if they've got STs still in base, then you do that. If they don't, you just full team yellow. Yeah, if you can kill their STs as well, finish those off, then it's literally just a damage. It's just an assault the assault over here. And if your sort of team can wrap around and push and then kill these lot there, you're fine. I mean, it's not a bad push. You could always send your STs to yellow. I just personally wouldn't go and put your STs. I want my STs up TP. But yeah. I mean, that's an idea of my push. I think if you close shafts and then you push somewhere, you're fine. If you push smart, you're good. I've given you some ideas. I've told you where you can push as defenders to win back base. I don't play this base as much as I should. It's trial and error. See what works for you. I don't play Korriban too much. I try not to play it because I'm bored of the map. But if you can find different ways to push, and if you can try those in raids and then execute them, beautiful. That's as a leader. Find what works for you. As a player, you need to know the angles, you need to know the pushes that are available, you need to know where you're sitting, where you're pushing. So there's a lot to do as a player as well. I imagine that I've just fucking yapped on for about 10 minutes. I am actively watching the time. We are at half an hour. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'll probably trim some of that down. But, P2, not P2, fucking still P1 for Raiders. Here's how you're gonna push. The generic push that is done is classes TP, assaults main. It's the generic push, it's what everyone does every time, and it works. Because you're going to kill anyone they're holding here, maybe STs, you're going to kill them holding TP, you're going to walk up, if you've still got your STs, you're able to dive, your main team and your assaults are going to be able to open shafts, overload a recon or a few assaults if they're holding up, and then dive from 2 angles if you are successful, and win base very, very easily. Yeah, if you've got a good team, and you outmatch them. Your main move is going to be shafts. You need to have shafts open at all times, or as much as you can. Shafts are the quickest way to reinforce, they get you straight into base, and they get an off angle so you can push yellow. It's simple. It's like, yeah. So you've got to be aware of that. Shafts are the way to go. But yeah, from there, I mean, it's like, I'd set up your main team going main, the rest of your team needs to go shafts to reinforce base, hold yellow, hold where I told you earlier. And then from there, it's just autopilot, really. Just keep on reinforcing base, try not to die in base, keep on healing. They reinforce faster than you. If they push main, your main team needs to call it out, preferably put a mic over there. So, yeah, if your main team gets pushed, they're going to close shafts, hence full team rotates main. So reopen shafts, and then you keep on going shafts. If pushing main's not working, you can divert to TP, and you can full team TP. Or you can half and half main and TP if shafts are closed. Or you could do what I'm seeing now and again. I actually don't see it that much of... But you've got to have a very competent team for this. Most of your team go shafts, a few go main with the purpose of opening it, and then everybody floods out shafts as main pushes, or as main holds. However, that's actually not working as much as I would have hoped. I see other leaders doing it, I don't know why. I probably have. No, I haven't, actually. But it just doesn't work usually with people going main. They usually all die, and I'm very confused why. But yeah, that might be a push you can try. Or a push you might see from a leader. But yeah, you just literally, I'll show you this actually. All you have to do, this team has to come up, hold this door. You can all die as long as you open that button. Then you're fine. Like all one of you has to do is go out, click the button, and then try run back in as your teammates heal you. The defending team's gonna try hold here, up here. Yeah, you're not going to see many teams sort of having someone here. Actually, you probably will see one or two teams having someone here. If so, you got like 4 people to push them out, and then 1 person. As long as you can get that open, your team can flood in. Of course, with less numbers though. But I mean, if they've got people main, then you distracted some of their team. So that's fine. But yeah, I mean, Raiden's actually surprisingly easy. You just need good classes, good coordination as well. I'd always say split pushes are the way to go. You have very limited ways to go on this. But yeah. I mean, yeah, that's phase 1. We're deep into it. I'm 33 minutes in. I will probably edit actually quite a fucking chunk of it out, because I just talked about nonsense for about 10 minutes. But yeah. Let's move on to P2. Now P2 will actually start with... these doors will open. I can't show you them, but they will open. So, defenders will spawn over here. Your class terminal is there, so you can swap. You've got a few ways to go. So where can you push? Actually, what even is this? Give me a sec. I actually forgot that was there. I actually didn't know that was there, and that was a way there. I'm assuming this isn't a new thing. I'm just very confused. But yeah, that's one of the ways you can push, and that can set you up for turn. That's actually I know that door's been there, but I just didn't know where it was or went to. Very surprising. But you can come up here. This is going to be for your assaults mainly. And yeah, your assaults are going to come play up here in big left room. Yeah, it's the big room here. your job is to watch here. If they push up, if they do push up, you've got to rotate back to here if possible. And just be able to come in. Yeah, you've also got to watch for payload as it crosses. Yeah, this one's a payload phase. Oh yeah, I should probably explain. Payload from there, all the way around here, onto this spot and hold. Simple. But yeah, you need to hold. You'll have a few people here shooting out. Watch that gap. Watch if they overextend. But don't peek that spot, and I'll tell you why very, very shortly. Recon. Yeah. So hold this. This is mainly where like half your team's gonna be holding. Yeah. Classes are gonna be holding over here. Not your recon though. So STs, Dev, Medic are going to be coming up. Stay on the right side of this to reduce the angle seen there. Heal across 2 and into here. Into the blue. Your job is to hold this corridor. They're going to come from over here, so you need to be holding here. Your STs will probably be up. Knowing it, your Medic will probably be up near them as well. Your Dev will be back, probably behind this pole, or a bit further back like here. They're going to send their classes here, so you have to match them. Yeah. Your STs will take lead on where to push. If your STs push back, then you've got to push back as well. This is where your medic sort of diverts. You're always told as a medic to stay with your dev. However, there's a lot of times where I've told my medic to stay with my STs instead, because they're so much more valuable of holding angles. Now, this is, yes, STs will determine P1, but this is your space for STs in P2. They're not going to fully determine a match, but you need them alive. So your STs will play wherever they need to, and they will basically call the pushes. If you've got experienced STs, no problem, you're fine. Like, you're in a perfect scenario. Okay? But it's like... Right, if you don't have good STs, you're a bit fucked. I'll be honest. If you don't have good STs, it's like, as defenders, yeah, you're a bit fucked. But your STs will take charge here. Yeah, your classes need to be holding that corridor. Now, there's a few other things of ways. There's this door here. I wouldn't use it unless they're like very close on payload, and you need a quick angle to shoot them. And you've also got the big ladder for your recon. Will play either one of the first 2 vents, and the third one you can use as a flank. Yeah, first vent drops you here. Take cover. Your recon will do something. That's a blue vent. They can also drop here, gives them a slightly different angle. You'll notice that this angle gives a little bit more of this side and exposes that if they're holding more there, and gives a more like linear angle here. If they're sort of like you get a bit more of a straightforward view, and you can actually shoot payload easier when it. However, from here you get a bit different of an angle. You get less of an angle over here, so you can't actually get shot by recon. By their recon, there you can. Gives you a bit of an off angle. Actually, you don't get the off. That's the off angle over there. But yeah, you get a bit more of an angle there. Probably get some feet picks here too. You get that side of the payload too, and you get if anyone's being a bit cheeky and going like round that. So your recon will play 2 different ways, just in 2 different spots. Mainly, it's fine. But yeah, those are the spots. Actually, no, there's a third vent. I forgot to say. This is the third vent, green vent. I like it. You can use it as a flank if they're overextended for your classes, or you can use it for a dive term, which I actually use quite a lot. it's an unexpected method if they don't expect it. Still, probably actually not the best way, but yeah. Boom. That is actually it for knowing what defenders do. So, our other team, Raiders, are going to spawn here. You can go down here, but just go through here. This door will be open. This door will also be open. And then you get two choices: to go up into what was the defender spawn, or to go down. Your classes need to go up. So your classes will go up and just take a nice path. There's other ways around here, actually. I think this is a dead end, actually. Yeah, that's just a dead end. I'm assuming this used to be something there. If anyone knows, like, Korriban lore, someone will probably tell me that something used to be there. But yeah. You got this door here, which I don't even... It's very, very, very hard to access for defenders. So yeah, it's pretty much a raider-only door. Now, your recon's going to be sitting here the entire game. Mostly, they get an angle on that right bit. If they're actually good at the game, and they'll peek out. I mean, they can also play here, which is actually even more infuriating if they can make it up. But yeah, that's beside the point. So your classes are then going to heal and drop, and basically fight their classes for space to help, like, get your payload up. Payload will be coming round. But yeah, once you have that, if you can hold here, that's a great spot, because it will stop them going for payload, and you're really near to recap. Yeah, you've got some really good angles. Actually, so yeah. That's going to be one of your methods. Your other one is you're going to want the rest of your team, your assaults, to come around here. Some of them will get some payload, the rest will play here. Just stick the first two barriers to start, then you can sort of move up to the third. I wouldn't use that one. Mainly because if you sit in here, you get angled hits easy, without your team being able to shoot for you. Apart from recon. But yeah, use this. And then yeah, you can always walk up, and then take this room if need be. In this room there is another little button for a gate control. Yay. That opens that gate, quick reinforcement in. Not actually that useful. Yeah. I believe there is another gate thing somewhere. I might be hallucinating. I swear there was one to close that, but I'm not sure where it is, and I don't know what it is. I'm probably making it up. But that's fine. Okay, yeah. So yeah, P2. Forgot what I was up to. But yeah, that's the ways they can go, actually. So yeah, you got that door. You got that vent bit. Yeah, that door, if you open it, it's not even that good. It's overrated. You shouldn't play to open that door. If you've taken the space, you're playing for the crossfire and just to hold. But yeah. I believe that's all that Raiders can do. It's a very, very simple concept of hold. Okay, so I should probably stop respawning myself. But yeah. In terms of defenders, is it? Yeah, it's how we're gonna defend it. Which I actually already explained. I already explained how we're gonna defend it. Now we're gonna explain how to win it. If you don't have payload, there's a very simple thing to do. Your team needs to fight here. There's going to be a few ways as defenders come to win it. If your team can fight here and then walk up, kill these lot and then go for it, that's one way. That's the one I'd recommend least. If you're pushing out here, you've got an ST and probably a medic just to clear this pile. There's always this push that, I mean, your assaults can do, your assault and a medic, or, yeah, probably just an assault and a medic, or two assaults, and you can come up, and as long as they're not holding up, you're fine. And then you can just heal, hold the back a turn, and then heal back. And boom, that's actually a really good spot. You can drop down here, or go through that bottom door, which I will actually probably start doing. And you can come up here. I've actually played here as an angle. It's not bad. And then you need to come back. You need to go here. Yeah, there's very little angle to shoot. So yeah. And then you've got to run through, heal. It's very much heal and hope they don't shoot you. Those are like the 3 main ways to get for term. But, what about different pushes? You need to know fake strategies and different things. Now, I completely forgot who did this once. This wasn't me, this was another leader. The fake down left. That's what I call it. You're gonna have your classes there, a team of 10. You're gonna have your 5 classes occupied. Even if you can probably reassign your medic or your dev over here. Or reassign someone. If you can get like two people need to be there minimum. Probably a medic and someone else, and then 4 assaults can be here. And the job is to maybe lose left room, but win it. Or in desperate scenarios. Now, your team here. Now, you can actually probably full team this at some points. But yeah, I probably wouldn't. But yeah, your team here need to run it down. Okay? Literally, you're going to die. But you need to get as many picks as possible. That's what you need to do. While these lot are all distracted, because the main thing when you're walking here is not that ST. It's not the classes, it's these motherfuckers shooting at you. It's all their assaults. So if you've got them all distracted, you can run in, take the back, get shot as least as possible, and get back. It's very, very simple. Now you can even sit here, and then go if they're pushed up a bit, but yeah. Your idea is to literally, like, walk down here, distract them. These lot of distractions, and just your other team gets it. And we hope they hold it. Your recon needs to be in position, your STs need to be in position too, and your dev needs to be. Your medic will hopefully get back as well. Your medic then needs to rejoin your STs and stuff. And if they make a push, your STs, dev, and hopefully medic by then needs to be here to help and stop them pushing for it. Because if they drop down, I mean, your classes can follow in behind, and then even just stop and recap it. Yeah, the only danger is them overextending and taking this room, which then tremendously fucks you. But that's not the point. But yeah, there's that trick play you can do. Like I said, you could always come out here and go. You can always just try force it. I've just have 2 people here and just randomly fucking run. Definitely have a medic here going for term, have an assault here, and have probably a second assault if you go in. I have 3 if you're just going to dive for it. Scenario, worst case scenario, you die. Best case scenario, you get it. Medium case scenario, you get a pause. Perfect. You also need to make use of this, which might get shot for a second. This should only be used as a dive here, if they're holding here, because this is a really good spot. If they can get control of this, one needs to push them out. Whether it's an ST from behind or you from above, this needs to get pushed out, otherwise they're just going to recap term immediately. They're just going to go, and only with that angle, they're going to get shot, and yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's not that many more pushes that you could make. Yeah, like I said, you could always go bottom, maybe get a distraction. You could run it down there even, and then go from this side instead, or try get some crossfire. Or even push out here a little bit and distract them, and then go for turn this way. Not actually many trick plays that come to mind. There'll probably be some more. Leave them in the comments if you've got any things or whatever, or any other suggestions about this. P2 defending is very straightforward. I just usually hope and pray. But yeah. What you do actually need to do is, if they get this room, you're fucked. If they overextend here, you're fucked. Quickly go over how to re-win this room. It's just fucking luck. You can push out left, you can push out right. I mean, no matter what you do, they're going to be holding a crate, you've got to be swinging, you've got to have better players. Or an abundance of people and pushes. You just have to be smart, patient, and probably reassign your entire fucking team and life savings over to this point. And just hope that you get it back. I'd probably send your dev over here. And then maybe your medic as well, just to win it back. Because if they hold here, you can't get term. It's pretty much impossible. Unless the other team's blind. Plus it shits on that angle, so you can't even reinforce with classes. This room, if raiders get it, they don't have to, but if they do, yeah, you get fucked. And if your classes kind of overextend as well, you're even more fucked, because then your classes are kind of held from one distance too. Your best bet is to have people shoot from over there, but in angles where they're a bit fucked, your assaults, if they peek. Probably just reassign a few more, send a few more assaults here and win back that. You need... Now, defending is not about overextending here, it's about maintaining control and not losing it. Raidings where you don't have to overextend, you just have to try control and mitigate damage. If you have the numbers, if you have the power there, you can overextend. But there are risks. Yeah, only do it if you're comfortable. But yeah, we'll go back. Level up. There are multiple pushes you can do. To get payload there, it might take a good few attempts, 2 or 3 attempts. You just need to keep on sending your assaults to it and healing up and to get it to the point. From there, you're just going to be set up over here. If they get it back, you need a quick response. It's rollback too. Your classes can come drop. And even some assaults come over here, you can clear that, and then your assaults can sort of walk up and take. And that's the angle. And even then, your recon can get a pick while they're over peeking, so that's pretty easy. If you actually win that room, don't get overextended and push for it. That's like the main push that you can do there. Your other main push is going to be to win the other room and then push from the other side. If you can get a few to this barrier, then you can actually just push, walk up, and then swing this. You need to be watching that. That's Death Alley corner. If defenders get that, 3 beams. But yeah, if you can overwhelm that and then hold this room, you're set up for life because you fully restrict them from recapping. And then if you get this, your team can go there. I'd probably say send a few of your off-spawn assaults, your better ones too. Have them tuck in a little bit. Your classes can stop them, basically. Your STs basically just need to stop them, and then everyone else can run through. And then cap and come back. I'd probably have a few people here, a few of your assaults. Stacked on top of each other as well. So, don't just have them like that. I mean, fuck. Don't have them side by side. Because that person can, I believe, get shot. Well, they have been shot in the past. So yeah. I'd definitely... Fuck. That's fine. I'd definitely stack here. So then you can't get hit guaranteed. This spot is going to give you a wonderful angle, because if they recap it, you do not peek, and then you two can just heal and go in. So if you can hold that as raiders, then mate, you're buzzing. Just watch for being dived upon by an ST. That's my one advice I give you. And you use your eyes and look backward, because they're going to try to clear you out before they push. But even you just standing here just stops them pushing properly. Yeah, I think that's it. It's not a hard base to push. And P2 I'd probably say is the easiest. If you've got P1's a real trap, because if you've got a worse team or you've got an uncoordinated team, you're not winning P1. P2's a little bit easier, so you can win it. You can still lose P2, but like P2's not that hard. And then P2's the full filter, so Surge don't lose. And if they're outmatched, they will, or out coordinated. So P2's like easy. Yeah, that's P2 actually. You know what? Yeah, we'll go straight to P3. Lovely. We are gonna go through. I'm actually gonna start on Raiders this time. Payload is gonna start somewhere. Now this is where I get confused. Yes, okay, payload's gonna start around here somewhere, or back here. It actually probably starts here. The payload pathing is gonna be up, through, up, and through. This door will be open and fully accessible, and that's gonna actually be very, very handy as well. Boom. Because, yeah, that opens the rest of the base. After that, actually, yeah, we're mainly going to split this into 3 sections, I think. Yeah, 3 sections we'll split it into. The first bit's not even a section, really. But yeah, you've got to push the payload up. You just have one person on payload, the rest of your team needs to come up. This is section 1, between these 2 doors. After that, this, to the point, is going to be section 2. And this just point is section 3. So we're going to split it up into 3 parts on P3. And we're going to go through both sides and what they should do. Makes it a little bit more entertaining. But yeah. Lovely team, we're going to spawn. Now we're going to go back to defenders. Now, defenders need to be holding up. Basically. Yeah, defenders need to be holding this room. Now, if you're really confident, you can come up, but I'd probably say just most of you corner and just watching. A few of your STs can come and fight here, or your dev and your medic. Your classes can come fight here if need be, because they will have a few people pushed there. However, you need to be watching this door when they come up. Very, very simple. They're just going to come up with the payload, play these 2 barriers. You just need to pop shot. Peek them easily. Yeah, just try get a few picks. Usually you are going to get overloaded. And unless you've got a very good team, probably not going to win the first stage of P3. I mean, unless they've got people, unless you've cleared all the classes and then they're ass. But yeah, you do also need to be watching this door because their classes or STs or devs or even just assaults will come through here. Yeah, this door will open so they can come through and come here. But yeah, you just need to be watching this if they push out. A few of your classes need to probably contest it as well. Yeah, I'd actually probably play here, especially as ST, and just try to get something there. But yeah. Rating's pretty much the same. you need to sort of taxi payload up. You don't need to, but you need to be holding about here. And then you need to taxi payload up, so half of yous will split here. Half of yous will split over here. Simple. However, you can have people come through this big door that does open to this side and come in through here and contest this. Classes mainly. Your dev probably does need to be here. A few of these top assault. And when that payload pushes, if you can have this, then you can shoot out this entire section. Beautiful. I mean, if you can get 3 beams over there, you're fine. But yeah. That's right in that. That's gonna be phase 1 of P3. Stage 1 of P3, lovely. Now, when that payload's getting to the end of this first area, as defenders now, and you've lost it and you know it, you need to go, bulk as a priority, so you're gonna come up here, and you're gonna drop off one of the sides. This is their side orange, or our side purple. Very, very simple. You need to have bulk control to beam them as they come through. You also need to have bulk control to beam that, and to stop them getting it first. You need to rotate quick. I'm going to say this, Korriban, you can win it very easily on your first push. If the Raiders... Well, the Raiders can win it very easily if they rotate correctly. Defenders can lose this very easily if they do not rotate quick enough. You've also got this vent here, the Scion one, which will give you an angle as the door. As to come through there. You can always have like your STs here and just ready to dive. They will try stack up here and try fight you, but that's something else. You've also then got Koala, which will go on about in P3. You've also got this vent for your STs, which, yeah, will stop them. Purple, well, more of a lilac sort of colour. Yeah, your STs will drop here and try get picks. And even your dev can drop and just sit here. I'd probably have your dev on bulk. Dev can be anywhere, honestly. Probably here's better. That door. Yeah, you need bulk control as they're coming through. Now, you can play bottom. Very heavily not recommended. However, you can defend from the bottom. Now, this could actually be quite useful if you send a few people with their priority on payload. That's very, very useful. So if you can send like 2 assaults or like 3 assaults, and just split them between both sides, and just beam their people on payload as they walk up, that can be very, very effective. Please do not play your fucking full team down here like one team once did to me. Please don't. You will get fucked. But yeah, I'd probably send a few people down here to watch for payload, because in the end, you're playing for the term. A lot of teams ignore the payload for this area, and will just play bulk, and stop them getting bulk, which is perfect. I mean, it's fine, it's what you need to do, but if you can stop their payload getting to the end, that buys you a little bit more time for that third area, for that very last bit of P3. Yeah. Very, very simple, that. Now, this is where you're going to need a bit of differentiation. This second bit, your main route is going to be to come through, up, and out. There you need to navigate floor to take this ladder, and to overwhelm them on bulk. Your job is to get bulk. However, you also need a few people through main. Pushing payload, you can have a few people stack here to take out the people up here, if they have any. If they don't, then it's fine. You need someone holding the back of payload. I'd probably have 2. Just hug in the back. Their feet can still be shot, but a lot easier to do. So, yeah, if you can just hold the back as raiders and just sort of walk up a few of those that were there, the rest of your team need to be focusing on getting on balcony. If you get bulk, you control it. Your STs need to be up there, everyone needs to be up there, apart from about 2 people. 1 or 2 people it is. Who aren't. And then a few more, about 3 can play as well in a different position later in the game. But I will explain that in the third bit. But yeah, if you can control bulk, then you're fucking set. Like, you control bulk, you win. To get it to the end, I mean. But yeah, control the top and you're fine. If you can't, it's no worries, as long as you get it to the end and then keep on pushing as a team, you're fine. So yeah, P2 only takes your payload to about 60%, I think. But this takes it all the way. And it's 10 minutes, I believe. So, right at the end over here is 100%. However, you've not won. That's 100% payload. You need to hold it for 10 minutes. Simple. Now, some of these rotations can start happening at the end of the second bit. It's up to you when to rotate, but you need to rotate sharp. Now, this can actually happen in the second phase, as payload gets long, but you're going to need your recon up here. Now, the position is glass. Play here, then pop shot, you're fine. Thing is, if you're here, you can hit anyone as a recon, if they jump. Whereas here, it's a lot harder. So, yeah, you can do a lot more damage on recon up here. Have an assault next to you, healing you, that's even better. Yeah, 1 or 2 people here. Your recon definitely needs to be, and potentially an assault. Depends on the leader. But yeah. Oh, yeah, we're raiding P3. Why not? But yeah. From there, you need to be splitting. You can't go in that first door. You have a lot of your team coming up and through. It's pretty much that. You can have a few people flanking Big Blue by coming up. And at the end, near the end, you can have a few people playing ground as well. If, for example, if you're losing bulk consistently, have people ground instead and have less competing for bulk. And just shoot them as they walk up. But do that later in the game, 5 minutes left, and you're not winning term. If you get to 3 minutes, you definitely need people ground, because then they're going to try random ass shit. But yeah, if you have bulk, then you have actually a very good angle to shoot on them as they go for term. But yeah, you definitely need an assault around here to be able to recap term. If they get a touch, it pauses. If they get a full, it's a rollback too. You need to be able to have someone to be able to cap it in distance. That is not your recon. If your recon's capping it, then you've got an issue. Then they're out of position, easy to be killed, and not in a position to kill anyone. Yeah. So yeah, you need people down ground. This spot's not bad. This spot's not bad. Just depends, getting a position. I wouldn't play here, though. Definitely not, or here, no. But yeah, if need to, you can play up. You can play that vent. Have a few people playing ground, it's down to your discretion. If you're a confident team, you can overextend. However, if you're playing scraps, or if you're in overtime, just sit here. Not there, but yeah, somewhere close. If it's in overtime, as soon as you see them going for term, you need to go immediately. Reaction time will probably get you there before they can full cap. However, if nobody runs from a good position, you have someone there if you have bulk and well secured. If you don't have someone running as soon as they go for it, then you lose. However, if you can have someone as they go for it right at the end, then you're fine. Yeah. That's that. Your balcony teams can do the exact same thing of coming through and coming up. Wedge pushes. I'll show you a few. You can come through all the way to the end. You can full team this. I've actually done this multiple times. It has worked against death stacks. You can come through. I'm a big fan of the stack. If you can get it done, you can bulk stack here and get up. That's very funny. You can use this to get around and get up the ladder, bypassing their STs of Dev Medic. Bypass the classes. You'll probably have a few sniff in your arsehole and your STs will walk, and their STs will walk up on you, but it's better. You can even just stack this ladder instead of climbing it and get people up faster. It's like, yeah, it's up to you really. Balcony's just held the same. Bottom's the only bit that differs. Pretty much it for raiders. There's not much variety to go off. You can always play their side. I wouldn't recommend it, or push their side. I'd try it once or twice. If it doesn't work, fucking leave it. Try it as like a one-off thing or something, but I wouldn't fully recommend it. I'd actually play up their side here. I've actually seen that work a bit, or in a similar spot. There's a few things that you can do where you can overextend. I'd play this very generic of having people on ground later in the game, or if you're holding on to a lead. I mean, if you're fucking in overtime, you need to have a lot of people ground, probably like a decent number of people on there with good reactions. Probably two. I'd definitely have two dive, because if they snipe one, that's game over. Get bulk, that's even better, but I don't think bulk is a necessity late in the game. But we'll see. You need to be ready for them to push most times of the game, to push bottom. But yeah. Oh, when you're on, actually, you know what? I'll do that right at the end, because I want to do a sector at the end, actually. Both teams. But yeah. That's pretty much raiding it. Defending it's very, very harder, actually. You've got to know management, you've got to know different things. You've got the pad up, this is your main sort of thing. Because you can go through the main bit, but that's like, yeah. You can take here, which hide behind a crate. You have a good angle on Val. You get very good angles on them. As a defending team, I've dropped there a lot in a raid, and that's done wonders. Has the still bottom fragged. Your STs need to be dropping here. Probably I'd say your Devon Medic playing around here as well. For the beam, for the long range bit. Your STs need to be playing bottom as well. Actually seen it now, you can actually get sniped from glass. I've not actually seen that angle before, that's very interesting. I'll have to relook at that actually. I might ask my recon to focus on that. That's actually a very good point I've spotted. Yeah, probably a lot of people have spotted it, but yeah, you ST need to play ground and just sit around and just control. Stop them reinforcing. Positioning will depend on where they are. If they are using that glass angle, then you tuck in a bit more. If they have bulk, you have to tuck in a bit more as well. If you've got free range, you can play a lot more open. Depends on positions. And how they're pushing as well. Are they staying up top? Are they diving down? Are they playing cautiously? Are they playing risky? It's down to your STs. But yeah, that's your two vents there. Might as well go through Koala. You can use that as a flank. So you can drop. Really good for recon and late game flanks. You can basically sneak up, kill their recon. And technically, you could do the same exact strat where you go up, you can take off spawns there. The best move, though, is to Koala, come round, kill their recon, and then go for turn. The amount of times I've seen that work with full teams is outrageous. That's actually probably my most recommended play. if you sneak it. It's a one-time thing. Do it again, you have to go for these lot here. Or you have to be quick and sneaky if they're a thick team, but yeah, Koala's good. Try it, please. So if you can sneak that and you can time it when they're all in base, perfect. If they don't have any off spawns, you're fucking perfect. You can kill their re. And you can kill all the people on ground. And then re-overextend to your own side and then take bulk as well as more people. Yeah. Finally, your main push really is going to be 2 bulks. Rally up. You can drop their side or your side. I'd probably split full team, you've got to call it, and then you drop. And take ground, I'd probably come around here, take that. See what they're doing, look at these barriers. It's just very much a rinse and repeat. You'll know positions and stuff, but yeah. You need to basically kill the people holding. Well, some of them will be on crates, which is ass. Yeah. Find the positions, find the angles. That'll take with time, and it's not even that much time. If you do a rage, you'll sort of know. I couldn't tell you exactly. But yeah, they'll be holding a lot around here, a few of these barriers, or the STs will be playing close, so yeah. Just adapt as you go along. And then finally you've got your bar door push. You've got a vent here you can use, they can hold the end of it and you can come out there. This is for when they have term. Up. And just put a little bit of pressure on that bottom team. Even go for turn 1 or 2 times. And if you get it, they'll probably put more people on bottom, which means easy control bulk. And from there, you can control the procs. You can control their recon. Don't peek their recon. That is pretty much defending it. You've got to be careful with where you push in. Use a mixture of these. The vents, this vent I wouldn't use as an assignment thing. I'd use it on a case-by-case player basis, where, for example, if your leader's not called a full team push, or they have called a full team push, if one of you's dropped here, you have a whole new angle there to block. Especially for players, this can be a really good position to start pad. And you can get some really good damage off of it if you play it correctly, and yeah, if you don't get shot. I forgot there's also this door as well, you can do a similar thing, so your recon can actually play here. Or they can play maybe even your glass or something, or whatever. Play your glass, I actually don't know. Yeah, they can actually play your glass. But yeah, this is also a really good spot for a bit of start padding too. If your leader's called a full team drop on bulk, you can sort of come out here and shoot. You're going to be a very easy target, both of these. They're very much expected nowadays. Yeah. If you can pull it off once or twice, get a few picks, get a bit of damage in, help your team. Good positions. Decent to start pad if they don't see you as well. But yeah, that wouldn't be on an assignment basis as a leader. That'd be on a case-by-case player basis of someone who knows how to play that spot. Or is trying to play that spot. Yeah. It's pretty much it, actually. I might have missed something, probably, but the video will probably be like an hour long anyway. Yeah, that's all 3 phases of Korriban. The final thing I do want to go about is balcony. This will go for both teams. Balcony is the one spot you need to control. If you control it, you have a very much higher chance of winning. Holding, though. That's my question. Now, defending, you have to be careful, and you need to be watching that. That's Raider Recon, you need to be watching that, you need to stay out of that angle, you need to be watching that door if you come through, or that door if you come through. You can't really hold here much, because you're just gonna get beamed. If you hold here, this is a good spot. You just need to watch that. Here you can hold. Or hold the crates as well. My idea: just move. Be moving, but then also don't settle in one spot unless you're like an ST playing here. Ready for them to push. Just like be there, be visible. Off, get a bit of damage as well. Get some heals in, pop shot. Use this bit as a defender. As a raider, you need to be watching that door, that vent as well. So I'd probably play more this side. Lines of sight. Or even here. I wouldn't play here because you can get easily shot from there. I wouldn't play here because you can get easily shot from there. So, yeah. When they're dropping as well, if it's split, your STs need to be close and stay back and just get damage. Your STs will distract, results shoot. There is this trick that actually someone showed me. You can ping in about this area. And because of how Surge ping system works, if you're close enough, it'll ping. Well, this can go through. Is what, and a lot of ping systems actually do go through walls. Like, quite often. Ping there. There you go. Yeah. If you saw ping here, you get them. There's actually another one. Don't know where it is. It might be there on the other side. No, it's not. But yeah. There's another one you can ping. I don't know where exactly. But yeah, if you can sort of keep on pinging there and having your team, you can sort of know where they're going to drop and when. Bit better of an idea. Because you can't stand under here. Because you're going to get fucked. Yeah, just wanted to quickly speak about balcony, how you controlling, and also shooting off. As the other team, raiding team have it a lot easier because they have a recon watching over. Defenders probably won't have that recon, but they still need to stay down. Raiders need to be watching and shooting. Their job is not just to protect balcony; they're also protecting balcony to shoot them. Defenders also need to do the same. If they're going for turn, you need to shoot them. If they're out and about, you need to shoot them. Just don't peek raider recon. Yeah, you need to use this balcony to shoot from both sides. It's a very aggressive point. There's nowhere to really hold that I can say this is the best point to hold. You need to play very aggressive on it. You need to be shooting off time. And yeah. If you're low on numbers as raiders, be less aggressive. If you're high of numbers on raiders, be more aggressive. Same thing applies for defenders. Yeah, shoot where you need to. Don't get picked off by the enemy recon. Yeah. There is probably something I missed. But yeah, people have been asking me to do a Korriban 1 for a little bit now. I've just not got around to it. I have tonight. I'm back on clan and stuff. I've got my own clan, Imperial Crusaders. There'll be a link in the description and stuff for you to join if you want to. Always happy to have new people in, mainly an almost clan anyway. I think we got 3 events already scheduled this weekend. Yeah, Sorrel, Gibraltar, SE Polaris. 1 scrim, 2 raids for me. Yeah. And then also potentially an ROR one. I've got loads open anyway. So yeah, we actively do events, minimum 1 a day. It's a lot of Korriban Warehouse at the moment. I'm trying to get us moving away more from those to do a bigger variety of maps. But if you like Korriban and Warehouse, like, there's pretty much 1 a day. But yeah, multiple events a day, mainly in Almost Clan, and we rally really fucking well. We rally better than most second worlds at the moment. But yeah, thank you for attending though, this wonderful seminar. But yeah, if you genuinely watch the full thing, like Brawl, like what are you doing? I know it's an in-depth raid guide, but it's not that good. But yeah, anything I missed, put it in comments, and then that'll just be a note to other people. Any suggestions, DM me, or yeah, just fucking DM me if you have any suggestions of next maps, or put them in the comments. I'll see them. I've got Korriban on my list. I want to get Skylines done as well at some point. That's an easy one, but I have a very specific way of doing it, and to be fair, some people don't know it, surprisingly, but maybe Skylines, or I more go off what bases are we doing in the clan and what need doing. But yeah, thank you all for staying for this. If you genuinely got to the end, this is a very long thing. Yeah, I'll try edit some of it down, and I'll try clip a lot of the yappy bits down, specifically from P1, defending. But yeah, thank you. Yay. Okay, I'm done now. It's 3 a.m. Still 30 fucking degrees. I'm sweating my tits off. Fuck you all. Bye bye.